Good evening, I'm Daisy Richards and welcome to Monday's edition of the Regional News. We begin with news from Haiti. UNICEF, the UN Children's Agency, appealed on Friday for international aid to help prepare violence-plagued Haiti for a dangerous Atlantic hurricane season that could be deadly for the island's many displaced people. The hurricane season that traditionally begins in June and runs through November is forecast to be severe this year. The gang-fueled crisis has devastated Haiti, and the UN estimates 360,000 people in the Caribbean nation are displaced. UNICEF said a late May tornado in northern Haiti, which left some 4,350 people homeless, marked an quote, omen of potentially devastating cyclone season, end of quote. The agency said it was preparing for the season by pre-positioning food, medical supplies, and other necessities to shorten delivery times in the country. Haiti's supply routes are controlled by armed groups, slowing aid efforts and endangering humanitarian workers. A combination of climate change, heating ocean temperatures, and the periodic La Nina phenomenon has led weather forecasters to predict a highly active season. Colorado State University has said the Atlantic could face 23 named storms this season, including 11 potential hurricanes. Last year's Atlantic season was the fourth most active on record with 20 named storms. At a summit last month, leaders from small island developing states, many in the Caribbean, urged wealthy nations to honor their pledges to lower emissions and help heavily indebted island nations mitigate the impacts of climate change. More news from Haiti. Haiti's new interim Prime Minister, Gary Conille, was hospitalized with respiratory issues but appeared to be in stable condition, local media said on Saturday. Conille, 58, who took office just over a week ago, was rushed to the hospital after suffering breathing problems. His representatives did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Reuters images showed several ambulances and police officers outside a hospital in a suburb of the capital, Port-au-Prince, where Conille was reportedly undergoing treatment. Conille had briefly led the country over a decade ago and was most recently a former regional director at UN Children's Agency, UNICEF. He was named interim prime minister on May 29 by a transition council with the mandate to restore stability and take back control from violent gangs. The transition council aims to hold elections before February 7, 2026, as laid out in Haiti's constitution after a series of crises in the country's leadership. President Jovenel Moïse was assassinated in 2021, leaving Haiti to this day without a president, while Prime Minister Ariel Henry resigned in March this year after he left Haiti to seek support for the Kenyan security mission and was unable to re-enter the country. Finally, news from Mexico. A local Mexican councilwoman in a small town in the Pacific coastal state of Guerrero was killed on Friday by armed men who showed up at her front door, authorities and local media said. Following the most violent elections in modern Mexican history, Esmeralda Garzon, who led the Equity and Gender Commission on the Municipal Council of Tixla, was killed in the early afternoon as she was leaving her house, local media reported. The State Attorney General's office said in a statement that police had been deployed to the scene to investigate and find those responsible. Garzon had been elected under the Institutional Revolutionary Party, PRI, the once dominant party, which joined forces with other opposition groups to form a coalition against the now ruling Morena Party. However, Garzon backed Morena candidates in the June 2 election. Posts on her social media accounts show, quote, vote without fear, end of quote, Garzon wrote. The most recent election season has been called Mexico's bloodiest, with 39 political candidates who had been vying for a range of posts assassinated. Garzon was not running in the elections. Analysis point to Mexico's mix of powerful drug cartels and often corrupt local governments as contributing to the dangers faced by candidates. On Sunday, Marina candidate Claudia Sheinbaum clinched the presidency by a landslide, putting her on track to become the nation's first female president. She will be tasked with the tall order of curtailing violence in her new role. On Monday, the mayor of a western Mexican town was ambushed and killed by gunmen, along with her bodyguard. Yolanda Sanchez, the mayor of Cotija in the state of Michoacan, since 2021 was shot 19 times in the town center, according to the local press. Thank you for watching. Do have a productive week. Until next time.